Good morning. We're here today at the farm trying to solve a few problems. Good morning. We're here today at the farm trying to solve a few problems. And one of the problems I've got right here, the guy was mowing yesterday and there's a little ditch right here and he got a little too close to it and slipped in. And we've got this tractor coming right here. We're going to pull him out. And I'm going to show you that little process. Something like this happens all the time. I got some more guys back at another farm working on a pivot. The center pivots, the irrigation transmission's going out on one of the towers, and we have to go there and jack that tower up, take the wheel off, take the transmission off, and replace it, which is a job now. 3 guys are out there doing it, but they'll have it done in a couple hours. I got Jeremy and Boo Boo up there on the tractor. Jeremy will be driving the tractor doing the pulling out, and Boo Boo's gonna get down and probably put the chain on. This is a 5105M John Deere tractor, kind of a small tractor. And this is several sizes bigger, officer. 7230R. Most of these tractors are old tractors. They're probably, I don't know, 15 years old. Make sure when you put your chain on it, you don't wrap it around your steering tie rod, anything like that. Since we don't have the pivots there, we're just going to have to wrap it around a drawbar or either the brace that holds the drawbar. It won't be a hard pull on it. There you go. He's going to go around the brace that holds the drawbar. These boys have done it so many times. You know, you get stuck out in the field, whether it's the high bore sprayer, the tractor, combine, you name it. You know, we've had it stuck. And, all right, I see the irrigation running way over there. Something wrong with that tractor there. It doesn't take off easy. You're just going to have to get it tight. You want to buy the pivot. There you go. There you go. Alright, baby, you need to get the gas. Comes right out. And once it's out here, he'll stop. They'll get some slack in the chain, take it out. Take it out. There you go. That's all there is to it. Show you around the farm here just a minute. farm has some nice little ponds on it. Bass, brim, purchase. Water's low now because it's extremely dry here. And I don't know why it always is. It seems like this little pond up here in the front, it spills over to the bigger pond here. And it hasn't always got an algae growing on it. I don't know why that happens. I've got a little shed I built here on the farm. It's got some park model grills. I'll show you that in a few minutes. Come up here to the little cook house I got here. I built a place for a fire pit here, and I put regular 8-inch center blocks, capped them off with the 4-inch solid blocks here, and then I put the fire brick on the inside to kind of keep the heat from cracking up the other blocks whenever we get a fire going. There's always trees blowing down on the farm. We got a log splitter, and we'll cut up the wood. And of course, we got a barn full of wood somewhere. Actually, it's right up here on this farm. But I built this thing here. I just put a round pipe in the ground, and before I poured the concrete, and slid this over. And we'll take this right here and hang it over the fire. Got a cast iron pot and hang it from it. And once you get it cooked, you don't want it over the fire, but you want to keep it warm. Just move your chain over here to this other hook and gets it more off to the side of the fire. It would be a little more indirect heat. I actually built these benches. I actually built the metal frames that were put down in the ground. This looks like they're maybe 8x8 square tubing, and put a little slant on it for a bench seat here, and you can stand behind them. Put a little. These are 2 2x6s here, and makes it nice. You know, it's some picnic tables to come out here, enjoy. But we don't use it as much as we used to when we first built it. Man, we're using it all the time. Kind of enclosed it in here with benches and I did have a refrigerator out here, and maybe the refrigerator still works, I don't know, but the microwave was out here. Stainless steel sink. And you have to turn the water off on it every year to keep it from freezing. Saw these online. This is more of an enclosed lid type grill. Look at there. Wasp nest. And this is good for cooking chickens, or you can actually cook anything, to be honest with you. This one is more open grill top. More enjoyable to cook on that because you can actually see your food good. But they're seaming it in where nobody can come out here and steal them. Welded in, sealed. So, but this is for both of them charcoal grills. All right, well, I'm on the land plane over there in the distance. We pull about every fall a little bit and try to keep the ground leveled up. All right, and so we're gonna move on. This is called the Sanderson farm. Bought it from a man named H.L. Sanderson. Of course, he's passed away now, but very nice guy. Man, I knew him. He was more like a father figure to me for a long time, you know. But he's been dead probably 20 years, and but this is a farm he took care of for most of his life. I'm gonna try to take care of it for most of mine. All right, and in the distance, go back over there, you see the pivot. As spraying over there. There's 3 pivots on this farm. We're gonna ride around and look at it just a little bit more. You know, if you keep a farm, try to keep it looking good, there's a lot of mowing always involved, because every farm has got its paths and area that we don't plant. We try to keep it up for recreational purposes. I don't particularly hunt, but there's a lot of people in the community that does hunt. My son uses this farm to hunt on. He likes to turkey hunt, and nobody in my family actually deer hunts, but there's deer out here as well. Now this pond is growed up here, as you see. We're gonna get down here with a long arm sideboard mower, mow all this back here. Probably get it done before we start harvesting corn, which is about the middle of August. We'll show you the pivot over there. This pond here is a rather long pond. I mean, it just goes on and on, but it was already here. HL dug it actually back, and I remember I was younger when he dug it. That's been probably 40 years ago. He also came here and built that tree house right there. I've been up in it a long time ago, haven't been up in it lately, but he built it around the tree. The tree goes up through it and put some poles on to support the outer edges of it. And you actually drive on both sides of the pond here. Very hilly type land here. You know, you don't see it, but there's a lot of drain pipes and culverts and stuff to get the surface water from the corn field to the creeks. And so a lot of expense goes into putting those culverts in, and a lot of times people make mistakes of putting pipe too small. And so here's a little bromed up area here where you can it gathers up the water right there. It goes in a pipe. Actually, there's 2 pipes there. It goes into that little retention holding pond, and it kind of kicks the sediment before it goes into the creek. And there's a creek right here. We haven't seen it yet. And no more than this rain. It ought to be super low. And it is. Pardon the camera moving, it's rather bumpy coming through here. It's filled up with sediment. A little bit of water running in it. It just perimeters the farm, and that's actually the property line. A lot of mowing to do around this farm here, and a lot of them we got them that way, you know. This is a little bit of land here I never finished getting the roots out of and clearing it up, but I'm gonna have to get over here and get it disted down and finish it up. I already have done a wetland determination on it from the government, and they've deemed it clearable land, so there's only a few acres of it. But I just haven't got around to doing that yet. This farm is about, I'm gonna say, probably 220 acres. And most of it cleared, not all of it planted, obviously, because there's probably 10 to 15 acres of it is that we keep mowed. It's woods land. I mean, it's not woods, because all the woods are gone off of it, but paths and waterways and so forth. There's the creek right there, standing still. Trees fell over it, but that doesn't impede the water flow. I'm going right under it. We'll make our way on down around the cornfield here. See, right here, there's a culvert right here. You, like I say, unless you know where they are, you wouldn't know they were there. And there's another one right down here that drains the water out of that ditch and drains it right back over into the creek. Great area for hunting. I mean, we've got turkeys here, quail. There'll be plenty of dove here this fall after we pick our corn. So for a hunting enthusiast, I mean, it's got good access around it. I mean, for a hunting enthusiast, it's really a great farm to hunt. And this pivot is in what we call the forward position. So it runs clockwise. See the light on right up there, it indicates that it's on. There it is walking right now. It's on a percentage of maybe 40–50%. Another catch berm there, catch basin. And we're underneath the pivot here. Center pivots, they're just what they are. They pivot in the center. And there's a well in the ground right over there. So power's buried all the way back from the highway back to here, probably at least half a mile or better. And we have to keep some access roads to get through the cornfields, to get to different pivots. That was the second pivot I just showed you. And I'm going to ride you down here and show you the pipe. And it's got a T on that pipe that comes up right there. It's hard to see the debris over it, but that's a catch basin there that catches surface water. If you allow your surface water to run too far, you start making washouts and erosion and stuff like that. So every so often, depending on the slope of the land, and you have to put these berms, I call it, up that hold on the back side, and with a and I also call them catch basins a hicking berm. But anyway, so here's the center pivot for the last pivot we put in, and it's doing the same thing. It's spraying the water out the top, but this is the end of the road here, so we're going to turn around and go back up to the front of the farm. All right, right here's the well. Really nothing to see a whole lot. The well is about 260 feet in the ground. You don't hear it running. You can put your hand on that pipe and you'll feel it like ice cold, getting that cold water out of the ground. And right in front of us is, back that way, is where we just came under that pivot. And now we're headed back out here where we originally started at the cook shelter. And I got I got pipe in the ground up here everywhere, catching surface water off the road, coming down the rows of the field. I mean, because this, like I say, it's at least 3 miles around this property, if not more. But we're going to ride out here, and I'm going to show you the difference between irrigated corn and non-irrigated. So right now we're looking at irrigated corn. And I wish you could smell it, because that tasseling corn that's making the silking and making and all, it does smell good. It's got a sweet aroma to it, smell to it. I mean, it's a great smell. And that pivot, it reaches down here, you see it. Of course, now I will say this, see the difference in the corn here now? We're coming up on this lighter looking corn that's got burnt up, it's brown at the bottom. Unlike what was just come, it's a lot shorter. It's still trying to make a little ear, but you know, you can look over there and just see how brown the tops are. Just did not get the water that it needed. And like I say, anytime you're trying to wet with a round pivot and you're got a rectangle field, you don't get all your corners and edges. This is another well set up here, and we're back here at the original part of the video with the cook barn over there and these two ponds here. This was an original structure right here on the farm. Now we keep this area here mowed with the lawnmowers, but the bush hog mows all that path we just come around off. We have some in-ground irrigation pipe there in that barn, and there's some of the firewood we stack in here to have a fire during the winter back in our cook shelter whenever we're out here. Small little field of soybeans. That's probably an acre and a half, 2 acres at tops, maybe an acre and a half at the most. And coming back out here to Highway 11. And that's pretty much the tour of the H.L. Sanderson farm. Thank you for taking the time to check it out. I'll be showing you some more on-farm videos coming up.